Thank you so much for joining us today. For the viewers at home who haven't had the opportunity to attend a film festival where your piece is showing, please tell us a little bit about your piece.
Our piece is a short Western called Hole in the Ground. It's about a final conversation between a husband and wife after there's been an attack on their homestead. It's set in Kansas in 1895.
Did you have anything?
Nope, that was
I did watch the piece, and of course I want to be spoiler-free and everything, but there were some bits that had to be set for the film to take place, such as some physical labor to set everything up.
Yes.
Did you get to use extra equipment? Did you hand shovel that?
The intention was to use, the film's filmed on my dad's property in Kansas, and we were going to use his skid steer, but the day before we were going to film, it was in February, and the ground was still frozen. So we were not having much luck with it. So the next morning, luckily, I'll let you were the one who did it.
Yeah, so he got a little bit of the grave dug with the skid steer, but it was mostly me and the DP and our producing partner and editor, and then the actors.
Both actors.
Getting into character by digging grave, getting dirty. So, but we got it done.
We sure did.
Dedication to the art.
Yes.
And I noticed that you, of course, have your BFA studio art.
I do.
And one of your thing was wearable art influenced by historical fashion.
Yes.
So I have to ask, you chose to put your heroine in pants.
Yes. The idea behind that was that she couldn't have dug it in her normal working clothes, so she has borrowed her husband's clothing in order to do this kind of manly task at the time.
Yeah. And then is this a piece you're wanting to possibly turn into maybe a feature at some point in time, or this was always intended just to be a short love note?
It was always intended to be a short, but we get asked that a lot. I think that there is definitely possibility for a larger story to be told, because I know that your philosophy on writing shorts, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I basically think that like a short film it's like a joke. So there's a setup, a little bit in the middle, and then a punchline, and you can get out, and you want to either leave people, in the case of a joke, laughing, but in the case of this, kind of wanting a little bit more, thinking about what came before the movie and then what happened after the movie. So like if we can get any audience to think about our film at all, that's like a huge win, and if it doesn't just get, lost in the shuffle.
Right, just since it usually plays during blocks, we want our thing to be memorable, and we want to build a complete world, but just show a little snippet of it, not be overly long, not be overly short, but yeah.
Okay. Currently on your nightstand or in your Netflix playlist, what is the book you're trying to work your way through, or the film, TV show you're wanting to find time to get through?
I'm reading right now the newest John Irving book, which is called The Last Chairlift. It's very, very long, so I've been plodding through that slowly, but I love it.
I'm currently reading a book for, I'm a semi-professional book reviewer, but I'm reading a book entitled Orgy of the Blood Parasites by Kim Newman. It's a 80s horror novel.
No, that's fun. I mean, and that's what this is. It's we all have our different interests and our different things. I use a Kindle instead of a book because I'm always working through so many at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you are a local to Wichita production company.
Yes. Yes.
And you've got some other, your toe in the pool of some of the other pieces, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yes, we actually do. Our production company is called Illumination Cinema, and one of our producing partners directed Death in Lavender, and I was the production designer and costume designer on it.
And I wrote the script, and I was in the movie, and I did props.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's another. Am I thinking of the wrong thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, never mind.
That's okay. It's
yeah,
okay.
just the other one.
With all of the different hats you've worn in the pieces you've worked on, do you have one that is your favorite role or responsibility to take in the production process?
I do love being a director, but I truly, truly love being a costume designer and doing wardrobe as well.
I'm a writer at heart, so I'm just a writer. That's where it kind of begins and ends for me, although I enjoy making props and stuff like that, but writing.
And with costuming, do you prefer to do the historical or period, or the futuristic, no holds barred?
That's fun. I kind of bill myself as a historical costumer, but I would truly, truly love to work on something with no boundaries. We've done it a little bit in competition, but it's an area I haven't gotten to explore a lot, but I would love to.
Okay. And speaking of areas to explore, what is coming up for you? What are you working on? What are you looking forward to?
We are currently in production for our first feature film, our first, not the production company's first, but it's called Arrive Alive, and I'm directing and also still doing the costume design and production design.
And I am writing it, and I'm doing the props, and I'm in it.
Oh yeah, we're both in it
We're both in it,
briefly.
yeah.
Briefly.
Nice. And can you tell us a little bit or give us a little teaser of why everyone wants to watch for this?
It's a story of two women who in high school murdered an abusive boyfriend, and they got away with it. And then 6-7 years later, the boyfriend's brother gets out of prison and comes looking to figure out what happened to his brother. And they're in the crosshairs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm getting the goosebumps over here. I will be watching for that one.
Yes.
Is there anything that you've wanted to be able to produce, or something that someone else has done that you want to redo, or a book you've read or a play you've seen that you want to take into production?
I think you should.
That's a big question. There's a million books I'd like to make into movies. Mostly that. I can't even think of one off the top of my head.
That's a great question. I think we genuinely would love to do a feature-length horror movie, slasher, something like that. Or I love haunted house movies too. I'd love to do a haunted house movie.
Yeah.
But I think we want to explore more horror films.
Yeah.
And for the young artist looking into this field, what is a piece of advice you would give them?
I think that I would say always be willing to work your way up. I did not start as director. I worked my way through it, learned a lot through experience, and I still don't think there's any job that I'm above. I'm not above anything.
Yeah. Strictly a writing one is just, I don't think enough screenwriters read novels. I think you got to read books to really understand how to write and tell a story. And I think it can open some things in your mind if you read a book.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
And a day in the life of a director.
Well, at the budget we're at, my day in the life is during the week I do my normal stuff, I do my work things, and then I prepare for what's coming up on the weekend. That's what we're doing. We're shooting weekends. So I spend my week preparing, and then get up early, get there, get everybody squared away, talk to the actors, and just
Put out any fires.
put out fires, do my best to stay organized and keep everyone on task, and calm everybody down. Yeah, that's a big part of it, including myself. But
it's a high-stress environment for everyone. So
it's a high-stress environment, to say the least.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to make sure the viewing audience is aware of or watching for?
Definitely our production company's social media at Illumination Cinema is illuminationcinema.com is the website. You'll find all of our socials there. My personal social media is Gina Tina 17, so follow me there on Instagram. And what else?
Just look out for our feature. It'll be hopefully next year.
Yeah, Arrive Alive.
Yep.
It should be coming out in 2024. And we should be done filming it very soon. We also have behind-the-scenes pictures and stuff right now on all of our social media.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you both for joining us today, and we look forward to getting you a wider viewing audience of your piece.
Oh, thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you for having us.